going back to it as far as preppers go. You cannot put food and supplies that your family, your life, and your family's life is going to depend on, and not have a way of protecting it. Look back. I remember watching Doomsday Preppers, better yet. And there was this woman, like hippie lady, older lady, that, number one, she told everybody what she did. Right? I always say loose lips sink ships, but everybody in her community knew what she did. They all knew she was a prepper. Right? So, if food supplies were thin, you know, you go hungry for a while, your mind starts to change, you know, you're not the same person. So, the people she knows, the people in her community, are not going to be the same people. Right? They're at the door trying to take, just pick, clean everything. So that's number one. Loose lips sink ships. But second, no firearms. Right? Just a peaceful little neighborhood where nothing bad's ever going to happen. If somebody comes in, we'll be so hospitable and so sweet, feed them and this and that, and they're not going to do anything. That's not the way it works. Look at Hurricane Katrina. Look at the cops here, right? And not saying good or bad on cops. I'm just saying, let's look at human behavior in general. But let's talk about the cops, right? Many of the cops, you know, stayed and did their job, right? Did the best they could under the circumstances. Some of the police ran off to defend their own families, to be with their own families. I would probably do that, right? And there's some people, you know, you can give me shit, but hey, look, a bunch of strangers or my own family. My family comes first. That's what I would have done. And then you had the cops that were looting, right? Busting into shops, stealing TVs and radios, stuff like that. Right? Shit that you don't need to survive. The cops were helping the looters, right? They're loading up, helping load each other's cars and stuff, right? And not good or bad. I mean, they're just people. Putting a badge on doesn't change them. They're still people. So some, right, stayed at their post and did their job. Some went to go with their family, and some started looting. You remember the Derringer Bridge or something like that? I have to put the link in the description bar. But these 5 cops, I think 4 or 5 cops, that they killed this man. He was it was a brother. It was a brother and his daughter and his mentally ill brother or brother-in-law. The cops shot this guy, falsified evidence, right? And they were basically charged with murder later. And we're talking about cops, people that are sworn to protect you, right? Whenever society goes down the tubes, man, you have violence, right? You have people being beaten up. You have robberies. You have rapes. That always happens. So you've got somebody that has this giant community garden, no firearms, no nothing, lots of food, and you've got this, you know, group of bad guys coming down, just marauders and stuff, right? They want the, you know, all the vegetables, fruit, and the forbidden fruit in that community. They're going to take it. And who's going to stop them? This one guy, I remember, you know, I remember he was saying that if there were bad guys, he'd wait till they slept, and then they just pop them on the head with a club or something. Yeah. Until you miss and the first guy screams and the rest of them wake up and, you know, wind up whacking all of y'all. That's not going to work. A gun. That's the only way you're going to do it, man. Let's say you're you're a tough guy. You know, you're a strong guy, in shape and all. Let's say a guy busted into your house. Yeah, you can get up and you can fight with this guy. You have a 50-50 chance of winning. Right? And your family's right there. 50-50 chance if you go bare hand. Right? Maybe he has a knife or something, you never know. But bare hand, 50-50 chance. For the most part. Average guy to average guy. Let's say 2 guys bust into your home. Well then, yeah, you could, you know, put them both down. You could fight off 2 guys. It's not very likely, but I guess it could happen. 3 guys running that house? Right? Odds are, I mean, I don't see that many guys with guns busting into your house. It could happen, but more likely, you know, 1 might have a gun, a couple might have a couple knives. Right? But most likely the guy that has a gun will bust in first. Well, right? If you have a gun, let's say stuff was bad, I'd have something out at the ready. Right? Some bells or something like that, you know, to alert me before people got to the main entrance. And when that door comes down, getting kicked down, I mean, I can tell, I can imagine it's not my brother, right? Not a brother, not a neighbor. If that door gets kicked in, I assume it's not them. So that's when buckshot goes through that door. Or, you know, some 9mm Luger goes down that, you know, through that door. In that kind of situation. Right? But think about that. Could you really defend him without a firearm? Right? Would you take that chance? Would you take a chance at losing everything you put aside? It takes you years to put aside. Right? All gone in a few minutes. Because a group of neighbors decide, you know what? We're going to take what they have. We know they have it. We need it. We're taking it. That simple. Now, I'm not saying you got to shoot them. But, you know, you're a prepper. Maybe they don't have any firearms. Just simply, no words. That right there will do it. And which is got a dummy round in it, but it's not loaded. Other than dummy round, but you get my point. You wouldn't even have to speak. This would do all the talking for you. You may not even have to shoot anybody. Right? John Lott, you look at his research, that simply presenting a gun, right, prevents many crimes. Right? Nobody reports a crime that didn't happen. But, you know, let's say for every crime that's reported with a gun, there's probably 10 to 20 that are not. Somebody's going to jump you. Somebody's going to rob some woman. One of these comes out. Hey, you know what? I don't want to get shot. I'm out of here. Right? But anyway, if you're a prepper, this is a must. Right? You got to bug out. Let's say you have to bug out. You don't know what the hell's out there. You wouldn't know what's on the other side of the block. You wouldn't know what's on the other side of town. Right? You would know what's on the way to your, you know, secondary location, man. This would help with uncertainty. Force multiplier, right? Say you got 3 guys with knives, and you're hurt. The wife goes out to get something. You got those 3 guys with knives, and your wife. That's this. They're in trouble, not her. Them. Right? Odds are, you know, maybe they don't have a gun, maybe they do, but say they don't. Right there. Right? An little old petite lady can take down some big old dude. With this, she has a chance. On her own, Right? That's the way you got to think about it. Not just you, but those around you. Those with you. Right? That may be the only thing that saves their life. And you know, your reservations are, you don't have to shoot anybody. You don't have to kill anybody. You just have to have the ability to do so, to let them know you have that ability. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to get shot. And if they see that, they're out of there. They don't want any more trouble. They want to go. They don't want, you know, to get all shot up. That's just, nobody wants to get shot. They wouldn't risk it. Right? Again, an old lady could stand up some big, young, strong dude. Little old petite lady right there. Make him, you know, shit his pants and run. With this. And only this. Right? So anyway, you're a prepper. you need a gun. Right? I say go back to that doomsday preppers, that lady that was just, you know, peace and loving. Group goes through there. What are they going to do unarmed? I mean, you know, the guy, like I said, the guy said he wait till they slept and bash him on the head. But, you know, you get one guy wrong, he yells, screams, the rest of them wake up. Man, those guys, they're all history. Right? You need to be able to defend yourself from the get-go. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Like I said, I was told I should do this video. I'm like, you know what, why not? Just in case somebody has reservations. This is why I think you need a gun. Alright, that's it for me.